you guys just tell me when you're ready. Hi guys, welcome to the Neutral Table. Today is a very special episode because we have our first guest. He is a Colorado Smash TO, basically the guy that started everything, and a huge One Piece fan. His name, Juan!
Welcome on.
Hello.
So, Juan, I haven't seen you in a while.
I need
sorry.
some
sorry.
legroom. I need more ball space.
Sorry, because we're not wearing...
Ball space.
We're all in underwears under here.
Yeah.
So, how you been, man?
Hello, everybody. What's your name?
Brax. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Bang, man.
Bang. I've met you a couple times.
Yeah, a couple times. Yeah.
Jesus? I know you're Fabian.
Yes.
Fabian. And Jesus.
Yes.
The only one remaining.
Nice
You're the
to meet you
Mexican.
guys. Nice to meet you guys.
So you have experience TOing, I hear. Is that true? Tell us a little about yourself.
No, not true. Not true.
What about that tournament you ran? One of the, I would say, at least for me, the first big one in Colorado. Was
Just-
that Rev?
That little one called
Oh,
Revelation.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one. There was three of those.
And you started that.
Yeah, that was me.
How'd you go about that? Because this scene was very, very small.
Yeah, talk
from
about
what
what
I
it was
hear.
like back in the day.
Oh,
Tell us kind of your experience, who was around, why you did it.
You know, it's so funny. My I went to, what's the anime convention called? NDK.
Yeah.
NDK. And I saw a bunch of people that I hadn't seen in years because I retired in 2016. And they were all like, Juan, and I was like, you.
I know you.
I-
Get the face.
Well, your tag, please. And I felt really bad, but I was also like, I've been gone for so long. I'm out of it, man. I'm so sorry. What was your name again? Yeah.
4 years.
It was like that for like 4 or 5 people, and I was like, yeah, you. But yeah. So sorry. What was your question again?
We were talking about Revelation and kind of what the scene was like back then and why
then.
you started kind of doing that.
When did you
join?
join?
After Rev 2.
Deadass?
He's
Sorry.
like, what was
Took
your
a
name?
I've never seen your face before in my life, guy.
No, I was in the Springs for a hot minute, and then I didn't come down
Springs.
to Denver until...
You know what's so funny?
Hmm.
I've never been to a Springs tournament in my life.
So
I always felt so bad. I was like,
Yeah.
Kojo would always host these tournaments. He'd always be like,
amazing tournament.
he'd always be like, come up or come down. He'd always like, come down, dude. And I'd be like, I can't. And I would always make up some excuse on why I couldn't go.
Oh,
I
really?
felt so bad. I'm
Excuses.
sorry, Kojo. he's not okay. That was bad.
Yeah, he's still around.
He's
Next
alive.
time, yeah.
He's still in the Springs, you
He's
just
still-
haven't been down there.
Yeah.
So I guess we should start what made you like Smash? Like what grabbed your attention?
Yeah, to want to grow a scene, because I know that was
Yeah.
your initial goal, to grow a scene, make the
Especially
tournament.
Smashers, of all people. For
Yeah,
the
it's hard people to handle, in my opinion.
I screamed a lot. So that kind of, yeah. They kind of did whatever.
Lost some years because of that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, they probably poisoned my drink over the years. I don't know. Fuck, I'm so sorry. Excuse the language. What was the question again? I'm so sorry.
We're bringing up a lot of PTSD. It seems
Yeah,
he's having
yeah.
flashbacks. Over
Yeah.
there.
What
Yeah.
made you want to grow the scene? Like,
Oh my
we
God.
got 2 games in front of us. They're older games, but you helped cultivate a Smash scene in Colorado. How'd you do it?
So, I guess I should start with when I joined. There was already kind of a scene going.
Okay.
I guess there was a huge brawl scene, and I used to play Smash all the time. I started playing in 2004,
Mhm.
and I started with the 64. And I thought it was so good. This is back in Arizona, and I thought it was so good. I thought it was like, yeah, one of the best. And then when I came to Colorado, I still continued playing that. I loved it. Then I just moved on to Brawl. I just skipped Melee, and I started playing Brawl. And I found out there was a couple tournaments here through what was that website called?
Smashboards?
Smashboards. God, I'm so old.
That is old. Smashboards is old.
But I found a tournament on there, and this is a long time. This is probably like 2012. No. This is way before that. This is like 2009.
Oh my god.
2009. there was a tournament
10
close
years.
close to me, and I showed up, but I didn't play because I was really scared.
Mhm.
Because everybody just looked really intimidating, and I was like, and I just left.
you
Yeah.
showed up. You're like, nah.
Yeah, I went with a friend of mine, and we didn't meet anybody. We just left.
You'd walk in, look at everyone.
Where was
Yeah.
this
smell
tournament
everyone
held at?
around.
Like a house, a warehouse?
It was like a little building up in like, it was like Wadsworth in Colfax.
Lakewood area around there?
Lakewood area. I am not, don't remember. I mean, you could still,
Okay.
if you look on Smashboard, I'm sure you could find the page.
Oh, I mean, I'm just curious more about the environment. Like, it wasn't in
Yeah.
some guy's house or a basement.
No, it wasn't on some guy's house. And then I just left, and I was like, I'm never going back there. So then me and my friends just continued playing amongst ourselves. A lot of Brawl. I love Brawl. To this day, I love Brawl. Brawl?
I think it's the best Smash game.
Brawl?
Not competitive though.
My character was pretty
Bro,
dang
It's
good
the
then.
best Smash game.
Brawl? Brawl?
I'm done with Subspace.
What's it called? So I just left, and then I started playing a lot, and then what's it called? I thought I was getting really good because I started watching all those videos of people playing like on tournament, and I was like, yeah, I could do this shit. It's easy. And then I made the biggest mistake of my life when fuck, how did it happen? So there's this guy I don't really like, and I don't want to mention him by name because
Okay.
I don't really like him. Now you know what? If I start talking about the story, he's gonna know I'm talking about him. So some things happened, and then I saw something on Facebook, and I saw someone by the name of Rubio, and they're like, yeah, he had just won a tournament, and I was like, oh yeah, these Smash tournaments, yeah. Yeah, so I was like, I'm pretty good now. I should invite this guy over, beat his ass, maybe, whatever.
And put him in his place.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'll invite him over. I'll have like a crew battle, my friends with his friends, and like loser gets their ass eaten or something. I mean, beaten. Gets their ass
Beaten, okay.
Beaten. So
Yeah.
So then he came over with his boys, and my boys were already there. And like, I guess the first mistake we made was we had a bunch of flat screens, and they were like, so we don't do this. And like, luckily they already had like a bunch of CRTs and like
They
the back of
tried.
In their car?
in their car, and I was like, okay, that's fine, no problem. And I was like, let me get some warm ups, and they were just like watching us play, and they were kind of like joking amongst themselves, and I was like, what the fuck are they laughing about? and I was like, and you could tell the difference with the CRT. Like at that point, I was like, why does this look weirder? Like it's like there was no lag, and I never noticed lag in my life.
Yeah.
And now that you playing without lag, you see the difference. Like you're like, huh, I suck. But it's like I ordered a bunch of pizza, and like we had all these TVs, and we were just ready to go. So we had this crew battle, and our best players were me and my stepbrother, and we're like, yeah, Ricky, you go first. You wiped them out, and they sent out one of their players, and yeah, we got wrecked. We got wrecked bad. We didn't even get to play Rubio. He didn't even play. He was just standing there like watching us, and he was super nice, but he was also a little condescending. He was like, oh yeah, you're pretty good, man. You're pretty good. I mean like you have a long ways to go.
But you're pretty good.
And, like you suck, but you're pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, just keep practicing. And I'm like, fuck this guy. And that's what started my road to Smash. Like after that, I was like, I want to beat this guy, and it never happened.
How did you transfer from like player to more of like a TO role? Like, what made you want to switch?
Well, you have this drive, right? Like you're like,
I mean, I had this drive to beat Rubio. It never happened. That guy's amazing. But R.I.P. Rubio. I mean, he's not dead.
He does do that though for his victory.
Yeah.
He does do that.
That's how I got it from him years ago. But I don't know. I went to this one tournament. Like what's it called? We started playing Brawl, and then PM just kind of came out of nowhere. And then everyone was like, "Oh yeah, PM is super cool." And I started playing PM, and I was like, "I don't like this. It sucks." So I went back to Brawl, and then everybody was like, "No, PM is where it's at." So I was like, "This is like right when PM had come out. It was super janky, but I was like, it's fine."
Yeah, it was like 2012, 2013.
Before that,
It was
yeah,
like
before that, yeah, might have been like 2011.
Really? Wow, it's
Yeah.
that old.
Like, no, 2012 for sure. like early 2012. But there was this one tournament at ATA, and I think it was like the first tournament ever at ATA, and it was just a bunch of random people, and the host was some guy from the Springs, super nice guy. I don't remember his name though, 'cause I'm really bad.
Because he was from the Springs.
He was from the Springs. Do you know?
That nice guy from the Springs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
him.
bet they're all super nice.
With the face
Chaffles.
and the hair.
No, he wasn't even the scene yet. No.
Was he?
It wasn't Kojo, right?
What did he look like?
Gojo.
Long hair, short
Super
hair.
tall guy.
And dude?
Kind of like longish hair, but also curled up. It was curly
Is
hair.
it brown?
Yeah.
Oh
He a little thick.
I have no
I don't
idea
know.
who you guys.
Well, I mean,
Anyway,
it sucks we can't
anyway,
remember it,
yes.
So he
Go
started
on.
hosting this tournament, and it was super fun. But like there was a bunch of random people there. Like it was super interesting how it got like nobody knew anybody.
Dan hosted tournaments in the Springs. Can't be Dan. Sorry.
Well, this was at ATA,
Yeah.
Oh,
but he was from
right.
the Springs.
I'll keep thinking. Sorry.
Yeah. Once again, never been to the Springs. I went one time.
Never again.
So the tournament, a bunch of randoms were
It
there.
was too white for me. but what's it called? So a bunch of randoms, and I just started talking to a bunch of people, and like I was like, oh, have you come to these tournaments? He said, no, it's my first time, and I was like, went around. Oh, it's my first time too. Oh, it's your first time. Oh my god. Like who are these? Like it's like who's hosting this? And it's like that guy, and like he knows like this little group of people, and word just spread out, just spread like that. And I was like, oh, this is cool. I wanna play some more. And they were like, yeah, we're gonna start hosting weeklies here on Wednesdays. I was like, oh, who's running that? And they were like, oh, this guy named Ibrahim. And I was like,
no.
Oh,
and
yuck.
I was like, who's he? And it's like, oh, he's that guy over there. And I was like, and I tried talking to him, and he just ignored me. And I was like,
He does that.
and I was like, damn, I'm nobody. So, what's it called? I just started like coming to these tournaments, and he like got to know me. And then before I knew it, I was like, let me run this. And he was just kind of like, I don't know. You're kind of new
Iffy.
here. And I was like, I got this. And he was really not feeling it. But he was like, all right, I'll do it. So he started running. So he just started letting me host. And like he would co-host. And then before I knew it, he just stopped hosting. And like he only started playing. And yeah, I mean that's kind of how it started. Like I started hosting these little tournaments. More and more people started showing up, and a lot of all these older players started coming back. Like Ferdy, I don't know where he's at. He's just tired. Can't even remember their names.
There was a
sorry,
tuning
guys.
player,
Lobo, wasn't it?
DTL.
DTL. God, that guy was so good. He was so ripped too.
He gave my tuning confidence. That's why I remember him.
He had like these really big arms, and I mean, sorry.
I thought he was
Yeah.
scrawny, but
What else?
Ace, I remember.
Oh, Ace.
the original
The
John.
original John. No, he's good. He's in Texas.
Is he? No,
I think so.
I don't know where he's at. I think he's just from Texas. John was super
What?
nice.
Wait.
So yeah, I started hosting these tournaments, and everyone started coming. And this is, like I said, this is like the golden age of PM. Like this is like the birth and the golden age were just kind of just lumped in one. Like the game came out and everybody just kind of jumped on it, and like all these tournaments started hosting it, and like I was like, and then like I started watching. I don't know if they still do it anymore. Those MDVA tournaments
Yeah, they do.
by
It's died down a lot, but yeah.
what's the
Gimmer?
Gimmer, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started hosting those PM tournaments. That's when I first saw him, Zero. And I was just watching him play, and I was like, God, this guy's fucking good. And like he just whooped everyone's ass, and I was like, fuck. I was like, if I could bring him to Colorado, like that would put us on the map. You know what I mean? I was like that would be it. I was like, okay, well, like I started watching his videos, and I was like, well, this guy, he lives with Mewtwo King, so he's training in all these games, and it's like I don't think we have a chance. And I was like, well, we have to beat him at something to be able to get our name out there. And that's when I found the Lost 64 players, because there was like a 64 scene with like some really effing good players here, but like no one ever hosted tournaments for them, so that's why they never showed up. And like there was like a couple of them that did play like Brawl and Melee, but like, their game was 64. So then I got through them. I contacted all the other ones, and I was like, guys, I'm hosting a tournament. Come through. It wasn't Rev yet. I just wanted to see them play. And they were really good. Those guys were effing good.
Is that Dog and D10?
Dog, D10, they weren't even like that good yet. Like, they were still
Oh.
playing Brawl and Melee. It was like Biggs.
Oh, Biggs. I don't know.
Biggs. It was
SNS was pretty good in that one too.
he was, but he was. I mean,
Compared.
Biggs was a monster.
Yeah, I mean I know Biggs, but like
Biggs was a monster. There was that one really handsome dude with his cousin. Like he had a cousin.
I think
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
cousin.
Nobody knows.
Yeah. Those guys were really good. They know what I'm talking about.
What they do.
They were just really effing good. Like the tournaments, the winners were always Biggs or that one really handsome dude. And I think his name's like Christian or something. I know he's really Christian. He's always posting it on like Facebook. Like he's like Jesus. But the guy's like really effing good, and I was like, yeah, these guys. So I was like, oh my god, I need to host a tournament with all these games and like all these things, and like the thing with ATA was that it was so small.
Yeah.
Like it's like you could scream and everyone would hear it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like it was easy. And I was like, yeah, I just had to sit here and everyone will come tell me what their scores are, and that's what TOing is, right? It's super easy.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I mean, a lot of people still do that, but also you get a lot of like people that like don't take anyone's BS. Like it's like if you don't show up like a minute, like after they call your name or like when your match is supposed to end, you're out. You know what I mean? Which is like more of a bigger tournament thing.
I mean, another thing I want to touch on is like TOing. Like, yeah, it's just at the end of the day, it's just like for some people, it's just who won? Okay, cool. He reports it and that's it. But you made your own tournaments. You looked out for the venue. You hyped it up yourself. And I feel like that's something. I feel like that's something that's lacking in the current scene. I mean, you don't know much about that, but that's something that's lacking. What like got you to do that? Like, was it like I'm obviously like 64 players getting 0 out here?
Like, yeah, going off of that real quick before you answer. Like, you were thinking, all right, I need to host this tournament series, and we need something that we're good at. And then you found the N64 scene. You found that we had players there, and you're like, this is how we're gonna represent ourselves.
Yeah, I just think that motivation was great. I just want to like how'd you do it? Because I feel like there's a lot of people with that motivation, but they don't act it out. Like you did.
Like they just want to like all TO and you like you said, anybody can just like put down the score, but like actually building an event.
Not even that. Like they want to build an event, they just can't. Like they're not doing it. They're lazy. I don't even.
Or they don't know the right people. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you did it. I don't know how to do it.
Give us your sage wisdom.
I don't know. A lot of it was literally getting out there and not being lazy. Like it's like literally like I always hosted my own venues except for like my weeklies at ATA. Aside from ATA, I would host this tournament I would call it Seasoned Beatings because I thought it was like the coolest.
I remember that.
Is that when like the melee people would fight the brawl people?
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
that. We
Yeah,
did
it was like
that.
crew battle?
Oh, we did the
That's
crew
sick.
battles, and it was always every winner. We did 3 of those. And those are super
You
fun.
took over a summit or two. If there was it Smash? Like there was a summit. I think that was a tournament series too. I don't know if it was yours though, but you ran that. No.
No.
Anyway,
Anyway.
the drive, like how to like build a
I don't know.
tournament.
I guess it just came down to like. I know some people are gonna be like, "Oh, he's a piece of shit," but after a while, I was like, "Well, I want money for myself for doing this. Like, this is stressful."
Yeah.
And I was like, but also, like, I was like, we need bigger places to host these tournaments, nicer places, and also, like, it's like, I want to be able to, like, get money to pay people to come out here for fun. Because like back then, it was just like you couldn't make an actual living off of it. Unlike now, where like esports.
Well, I mean, TOs get paid now.
Do they?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Sadly, kind of sadly. I don't know. It's
Remember when
iffy.
they used to make fun of people? Oh, this guy's just making money. Now they get paid.
Yeah,
It's like-
people thought I was making a lot of money, and I'm like, now I just like, who do you think paid?
Well, and
for
it's
him
like
to
you
get
said,
paid?
the money you were making was invested towards bringing
Yeah,
out
it was
good
invested
players.
towards back.
Well, no, you would pay for your venue. I remember.
Yeah, and
you-
I would pay for.
I
the
would
venues.
see you. I'm like, this guy is literally putting a deposit for a venue.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Out of his pocket, gambling it.
Yeah.
Like I might get profit or I might just break even.
Yeah. So the thing was literally stop being lazy, reaching out to people, going to places, like being like, hey, I know you have a space available. Would I be able to go see it? And after looking at it, being like, hey, you know what? This is it. I'm gonna host a tournament here, just a monthly. And like just going around to different venues, trying to spread out. That way, I'm not always in one place. That way, we can get people that like, oh, I don't go that far, or I don't go that far. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, yeah, I'll meet you there. It's closer to my house. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing that, and then I started going to school downtown at CU Denver. So then I was able to get the rooms there for like a discount. I had to compete against actual people. I don't want to say it like that. I had to compete against people like, oh, I was renting this room for a conference about something important, and I was like, well, my tournaments are raising money for some lie. And they'd be like, oh, okay, well, I guess we'll give you the room. And I was like, fuck, I'm shit.
Oh yeah, you had to lie because it can't be profit.
Yeah, it couldn't be profit, yeah. So I would host these tournaments at like school and stuff and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like getting out there and like actually talking, like not expecting someone to bring a venue to me, you know what I mean? Like, that's not, like, no one's gonna
do that.
No one's gonna do that. No one's gonna be like, hey, kid. I know someone told me that you host tournaments. I have a great venue that you should come to. It worked perfectly for
That's
you.
happening today though.
Is
I have a
it?
tournament in the back of my van.
That's why we're hating stuff. Anyways,
Really? Someone's coming to them for venues.
Wow.
Yeah,
Venues.
like
We'll
because
get
Smash
to that.
blew
We'll get
up.
to that.
We'll get to that.
anyways, go on. Like, you were in Rev and you're trying to get Zero.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because we
I
just
mean,
kind of drifted.
I mean, what's called? So before that, I lied a lot, and I told everybody Zero was coming.
But you didn't know.
Without
that.
confirmation.
Without confirmation. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. So I told everybody, yeah, Zero's coming. I didn't even message them yet.
Wow, that's not play.
And like I haven't messaged them yet, but I was telling everybody, guys, I'm gonna host a tournament. I'm gonna announce it soon, and Zero's gonna be coming. And everybody was like, Zero, that one guy that's like really good at Brawl. Like, why would I care about that? I was like, he's been training with Mewtwo King, so he's really good at this too. And he's really good at 64.
Oh, you kind of like
And
lit
he's really
the
good at
fire. Like, yeah, he'll probably beat you in melee too.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, which he did. I'm sorry.
Beat everyone.
Yeah, because it was a bad day.
Well, I mean, I heard he completely wrecked everybody in every
He
game
did, except for 64.
except for 64, the OG.
The Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys come through. Dead out. That was it. But what was I saying?
You were lying.
Oh yes, I liked everybody. And like I posted on like I went to all the local Smash, all the Facebook local Smash pages, like Kansas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and I just spammed them. And like I remember some guy, I think it was a guy from like Arizona, told me to stop posting on there.
Oh my god.
And I was just like,
fuck you.
well, I'm gonna post it one more time.
Screw it, man. Get it out
So,
there.
and then I messaged Zero and I was like, "Okay, I'm hosting this big tournament. We're having people coming from all these states because they were already confirmed because I already told them Zero was coming."
Wow.
Did you tell Zero that? Hey, I kind of lied.
No. Because if he had told me no, he's like, "Well, no," because you already lied. I would have been like, "Fuck." Now I don't have what I promised. So I was just like, yeah, I mean, there's this her tournament I'm hosting, like, you want to come through? And he was like, yes and no. Like, he was like, if you give me housing, I will go, and if you pay half my flight. And I was like,
Jesus.
fuck. And I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, I can make some money off of this. I was like, because people come for Zero, and I could.
Yeah, he's like your golden goose.
Yeah, I was like, if he comes, I'll get my money back for what I invested into his flight. So, he confirmed it, and then I launched the page. I mean, I had already launched the page, but people were asking me, it's like, why don't you put like featuring Zero? And I was like, so then once he confirmed
you kept
it, I
forgetting,
put
right?
featuring Zero. Yeah, I kept forgetting it. So I put featuring Zero, and like everybody just started, like, people started signing up, and I was like, yeah, like stuff like that. And yeah, that was a bad tournament though. it was fun, but I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Because we had so much entrance for that time, and I was like, we had too many games, and the biggest issue was I let everybody sign up for every game,
Oh, that sounds
which was
horrible.
a mistake.
Damn.
Because there was PM, there was Brawl, there was Melee, and there was 64.
4 games.
4 games. And then doubles.
And doubles.
Each.
Oh my
And like people were like, yeah, can I sign up for all of these or for every each of them with my partner? And I was like, yeah, sure. And like the second mistake, I launched everything at the same time.
Damn.
Oh my god. Was it all in one day?
Yeah, it was all.
Oh god.
Can you imagine someone just like, when do I play?
Yeah.
Well, that guy's still at 3 games.
And I was just sitting down and like, we had like nothing. We had no money for like a speaker or like anything.
Oh.
So I was just sitting down at this table at the end of this gymnasium. It was at a gymnasium. It was
Yeah.
at a gymnasium instead of church. The gymnasium next to a church. I went and talked to the pastor of the church, and I was like, hey, I see you have a gymnasium that says for rent. Would I be able to rent out the gymnasium for a tournament? And he said, yeah. And the guy was super cool because like the tournament didn't end until like 4 a.m.
Oh my god.
And like he was totally cool with it. I think he passed out like in his office or something.
If only we had venues like that supported us still like that.
He did charge
that's the thing. They will support you.
half the amount of money.
Money talks everywhere.
Yeah. But what's called super cool guy. The thing was, I was super noobish at this, and I was like, yeah, whenever you finish a match, just come tell me. We didn't start everything at once. We started, I think, just we started PM and Brawl at first, which was also a mistake since they used the same. Everything used the same thing. And then Melee was the last thing of the night, but it was still too much at once. Like there was doubles and everything at once. And oh my god, challenge. You guys still use that? No?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Challenge was great.
It's holding strong.
Yeah, it really is. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know about now, but it was super strong back then. But yeah, man, it was a terrible tournament. Like people were like, "When's my match?" And I was like, "Oh, like, did you play that guy yet?" It's like, "Is he in my pool?" And I'm like, "Well, now he is."
That's 0 though. I'm sorry, bud.
Sorry,
Yeah,
you
you're
shouldn't ask
fine.
me.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, like, what's called? It was kind of funny because once people lost, they were like, "I'm never gonna get another match, am I?" And I'm like, "Nah." I'm like, I'm so bad at this. So people were leaving, but it was super fun. Like I had a great time. People had a great time. The match between Jairus and SNS and Zero and PM was amazing to watch. It was super hype.
Game 5?
Yeah, it was. I don't think so. But it was still really fun, and it was so new that we were just like, oh, who's gonna win at 0-1, which made grand finals of Melee, which was also SNS and Zero, a little
God. Yeah.
less
You're like,
fun
this
because
is
we're
familiar.
like, yeah, he's gonna win, isn't he? So we're like,
All the pressure on us, I
Yeah.
could imagine.
yeah. And then for Brawl, we just got whooped because grand finals wasn't even anyone in Colorado. It was that one guy from Kansas, super good guy.
Oh, I know who you're talking. MJG.
MJG, I think
Yeah,
so.
that guy.
It was him against Zero, and everybody else was like, no, I just looked at Fishbait, I remember, and I looked at him, and I was like, he was like,
The guy was a tuning main.
yeah.
Where was Ibrahim?
Who?
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 Who? Just kidding. He got whooped sometime earlier on.
Earlier on.
Even Rubio, who was like my star player, got his ass whooped. I was like, yeah, Rubio got this shit. None of you can beat Rubio's ass. And I was just like, fuck Rubio.
Rubio.
Round 2, really? I'm just kidding, Rubio. I'm just kidding. So then, yeah, he started hosting all these weeklies, and it was fun. And then Seasons Beatings was a great tournament. I think we only did Melee and PM.
What happened at the second rev? Because the popularity was there then, right?
Yeah,
I feel like it was bigger.
it was bigger. I had a problem with the venue. I mean, I loved the venue. It was a fucking warehouse. I thought it was super cool.
That was up the street
It
from
was
where we
pretty
used to
cool.
live. I remember.
Yeah,
Not a good spot.
And I loved the warehouse. Like there was outlets everywhere. There was good internet, and I was like, "This is great." The problem was bathrooms and
Ooh.
food.
Yeah.
There was no food around there because there was a warehouse like in the middle of nowhere, and like I rented out like these porta potties. There was like 6 of them outside,
I remember those.
Jesus.
Oh.
and there was a 2-day tournament, and I hired what's it called? I got sponsored by, at the time it was called
An energy drink.
MVG. MVG.
Oh, MVG.
MVG, which was like they were sponsoring Mewtwo King at the time.
They
I don't know,
still are.
right?
They
Yeah.
still are.
They were sponsoring Mewtwo King and
Most valuable
Axe
Axe. I remember.
and who's that Smash
Some other
4
guy.
guy? That Smash 4 guy from Miami.
MVG.
Long,
No,
MVD.
MVD.
long curly hair. Is
Yeah,
that
MVD,
Yeah, MVD. And it was like this like energy drink guy that was sponsoring MVG. So the guy came out here with all of his boys and like someone else from Arizona, Meds, this other Melee player, and they were like, "Yeah, we're coming." And I was like, "Fuck." So I got sponsored by them and shit. And then I got what's that one guy? That one Melee player
Oh, there was a lot
that
of those.
hosted this turn. That hosted. I paid him to host it.
Dude,
He had glasses. He has glasses.
I know which one you're talking about.
He-
Some guy with glasses. Yeah.
He lived here for a bit. I think he just moved away again.
I don't know.
He works for Smash GG. He works for Smash GG.
I don't. Nick.
I don't
No,
know.
it was like Mark or something.
I thought it was like it started with an M. I think.
It was a name.
Michael.
Matthew.
Who?
I think it was actually Matthew. Now.
Was it? Matt
Matthew.
Zeb. Matt
Yeah.
Zeb. Matt
Yeah,
Zeb.
he
Yeah.
did a peach.
Yeah.
Yes.
Matt Zeb. Yeah. I paid him to run the tournament, and I just kind of like I was like, hey, cool. I'm gonna observe. I'm gonna see how it should be done, because Rev 1 was a fucking disaster. And I need to see how this shit gets done. You know what I mean? So that was the second tournament, and we got spanked again.
Well, no,
I-
Rubio beat MTK. That was like the big thing.
Well,
Did he?
Yeah, you don't, dude.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
That was like
and so
His
But the
moment.
whole venue like popped up. and
Steam
stuff.
did too. I thought.
Steam beat him in Smash 4 too.
Did he?
A lot
Yeah.
happened in that.
Where were you, dude? Are you drunk?
I was drinking. I was observing.
You're like, this is gonna suck.
There was so much. I was walking around the whole thing, just watching everything, and I was like, "There's a lot happening."
Hyped up on energy drinks.
Yeah. I was hyped. I got like 10 cases
Is that
of
messy?
energy drinks.
That was messy.
Yeah, that was messy.
That was. I got 10 cases of energy drinks, and my little brother, he drank a whole case in like a week. I go to the hospital.
Oh my
He got to get his
god.
stomach pumped.
Oh my
They tasted really good. Like I was surprised. Like, they were actually really
it
good.
was like some bald guy. He actually
Yeah.
drew himself in the can.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like Gladiator energy. I
Yeah.
think that thing. I was
Yeah, it was a gladiator. Yeah.
Yeah.
So watch out for
But
them.
yeah, it was a fun tournament. All the people from different states came here. There was this like French guy that came that he was like visiting Canada, and he was like, oh, he saw tournaments. He came, and I was just like, how much money do you have, man?
From Canada.
Yeah, I was like, you're from France. You went to Canada, but you're coming here because you saw a tournament. Like,
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like that was the big Colorado tournament.
also there was
Big one.
this really good big 64 player, like their number 1 player in
Is that
Missouri.
Yoshi?
In Missouri, and he came out here, and we whooped him.
I don't know. He had a golden controller, and I asked him if he wanted to sell
Yeah,
I'm gonna sell
it. He
that.
said no.
yeah.
He said no.
He said no.
What else? Yeah, that was a fun tournament. That was fun. But MBG, the owner, did get mad about the venue. Like he was like, "This warehouse, like this isn't it. Like you should have gone like a hotel ballroom." And I was like, "No, I think this is it. Like I
It was-
love
it was
this."
pretty
I
big.
There was something about it, like not
it was
looking
big.
too fancy.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
thought it
something
was
about the
super-
atmosphere was
super
cool.
grassroots,
Yeah.
which I loved.
It
I was like-
started
like,
raining, and the door was open. And
yeah,
get
I
that
thought
fresh
it was
air.
super-
That was
yeah,
sick.
exactly. But we also had air conditioning. We had 1 million outlets, which was the important part. We had 1 million tables, chairs. Like we had an extra room, which was also massive. And people were playing friendlies in there, and I was like, "This is a great venue. Like the bathroom thing sucks, but like if people get hungry, they'll leave anyways, and you know what I mean. It's like they'll come back."
Yeah.
But Yeah, I thought it was great. What's it called? Everybody had to pre-register, which was a big deal. Like, that was like new to me. I was like,
I didn't.
You're paying.
Do you remember what I did to pay you?
Yeah, we didn't pre-register.
Do you remember what we did? We gave you an NES.
Yeah, box thing.
Because
Yes.
we were like, how do you mess with
Yeah,
that?
me and computers don't get along.
We're like, here, you can have this. Just put us on.
Yeah, he probably did. Don't tell anybody.
So
He did say that. Don't tell anybody.
Sorry.
It's in the past.
In the past.
Yeah.
you were saying that was a really great tournament. Do you want to kind of break down what makes a tournament great and like what are the key components that you need, the priorities, kind of in your opinion, on like how to make it, the recipe?
Time management and running properly. Like if something's gonna start, you should have an idea of when it should end. You should have an idea on how long this should last theoretically. Like it's like oh this is grand finals. You know what I mean? This can go up to 30 minutes theoretically.
Right.
So you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like
Kind of plan for like the long games.
yeah, and definitely you gotta give someone to help you. Like, it's like hey. I won't charge you to come in. I won't charge you to play, but I need you to watch out for this part of the venue, and I need you to help me out. Like whenever that's done, come talk to me. Like, you'll be in charge of that. You'll be in charge of that. You'll be in charge of that. But it's like because if you leave it to yourself, you're gonna be walking around that the whole time, and everyone's gonna be like, "Who played here?" And it's like, "Oh." So you have to leave someone in charge of each pool, like someone that's playing the pool in charge of the pool. But even then, have someone of that area like in charge of that. Like it's like just like, you know, they don't have to like be in charge. Just be like, hey, did you win? It's like yeah, okay, cool. Let me know and I'll go ahead and let him know. You know what I mean? And it was just like that, and time management was like a huge deal. I think those are like two most important things. It's like what's it called? What's the word when you give someone authority? Is it authority?
Delegation.
Delegation and empowerment and time
Big
management.
words.
Those are like the three big things right there.
But you took the knowledge from Rev 2 that you got from somebody else and you did what at Rev 3? Because that was my first Rev.
Was it good? I thought it was a
I
great
thought
I thought it was
tournament.
good.
Yeah, I thought it was
Did
a
the
great
ball and
tournament.
everything with the upper level?
Yeah, I thought it was a great
Nice.
tournament. I thought it ran perfectly. I did what I learned from the previous tournaments.
And it wasn't at a
You didn't
warehouse.
start all the games at the same
Yeah, I would
time?
have loved the warehouse.
I still would like the warehouse, but it wasn't at the warehouse.
Yeah,
Apparently that was the
that
deal.
ballroom was fucking expensive.
That shit was nice
It
though.
looked
It was
expensive.
really nice. But yeah,
It looked expensive and it was expensive.
Rev 2016.
Why are we using plastic cups, man? It's 2020.
it's not a cup.
Plastic bottles. It's 2020.
Don't worry, the neutral table recycles.
No, okay.
Yes.
We here are very economic.
Eco-friendly.
So-
Eco-friendly.
Whatever.
Economic.
So what like? Now you're out.
Oh, Rev 3,
What?
man. Rev 3. I,
Well,
I even got rid of the 3 part. I just changed it to Rev 2016.
Pretty sure this guy hit me with the night money that day. Remember how he was saying early on?
Oh yeah.
He's like, yeah. I went up, I was like, hey, like, can I say? I'm like, aren't you the T? I'm like, alright, I'll be over there if you need me.
Hey, he did that to me that day too, and he already knew me. He was busy. He
So-
did.
So then you kind of came to this pinnacle here, and then what caused you to leave?